like blind men feeling their way across unfamiliar ground. After a few minutes, TJ waved us forward. "I don't like this," he repeated. "Slime, hide in that." That was me. Green slime, the regimental term of endearment for officers of the Army Intelligence Corps. TJ was indicating a galvanized rubbish hopper by the entrance to the yard. I declined to climb inside, but crouched behind it obediently enough, only to be startled by a clunk behind me. I slipped in a patch of ice and ended up on hands and knees looking at a bony cow that had stuck its head through the door of its shed. TJ waited pointedly until I was settled, then gestured to Ollie to enter the farmhouse through an open window to the left of the door. Ollie was halfway through the window when a door banged open on the other side of the house. Suddenly the men around me were on full alert, absolutely still, weapons raised. TJ signaled, "Stay hidden, do not fire." Two rough-looking men ran out from the corner of the farmhouse, splashed across the stream, and started to scramble up through the steep woodland on the far side. They climbed fast, reaching for handholds in the undergrowth, lumps of dislodged earth cascading beneath their feet. A moment later, they reached the top and disappeared. We waited. The keening stopped, and the woman spoke. A piteous, babbling grief that tumbled around the yard like a wounded bird. TJ nodded at Ollie and gave him the thumbs up, then followed him through the window. I heard them moving around inside, kicking doors and shouting, "Clear!" as they checked each room in turn. After 3 minutes, Ollie stuck his head round the edge of the bin and told me to come inside. I went, a feeling of dread churning in my stomach. I couldn't help but meet her eyes. She was sitting in a low chair beside a TV set that was flickering and murmuring into the gloom. Her slippered feet stood in a puddle of pink fluid. Her dress had been ripped open, and her breasts hung sad and ungainly in a beige-coloured bra. Nor could I prevent my eyes from glancing over the mess below, or snatch them away quickly enough afterwards. The woman had been eviscerated. "Priest!" She was holding up a cell phone in one hand. Amid the reek of slaughter was another smell I couldn't identify. I retreated to the doorway, gulping at the column of vomit in my throat. "Priest," she said again. "Not there, for fuck's sake," said TJ. "Outside." I wish I could have expelled the horror from my head as easily as I did the food from my stomach. I went back inside. The floor was strewn with broken glass and dozens of small peeled onions. That was the other smell. Vinegar. Someone had used the dying woman's blood to daub a cross on the wall opposite the door, along with the legend, "Yebamo Utseka." We fuck KLA. "Priest," the woman moaned. She swallowed and spoke again, louder. "Priest, kill me." She dropped the phone while I was vomiting in the yard, and now it lay in the pool of blood below her dangling hand. I was aware of the others moving around behind me. Why was no one tending to her? The ashy shadow of a Roadrunner cartoon cavorted across the TV screen beside her head. I avoided looking into the woman's eyes and answering her plea. She was begging for a priest to help her die in peace. Could I not even manage that? I walked quickly to her side and picked up the phone. There was a number on the screen. I pressed call and held it to my ear. I heard the connection, then the familiar droning Morse of a handset demanding to be answered. The woman was nodding. "Priest, priest," she said over and over again. The priest did not answer. The connection went dead, but I could not bring myself to take the phone from my ear and admit that I had failed her. Perhaps she saw the vacillation in my eyes, or heard the hum of the disconnected line, because she started to wail again. "Priest, kill me." I placed my hand on her shoulder and held it there. A poor gesture, but it was all I could manage. "She wants us to kill her," I said. "Your call," said TJ, without turning round. Azza was climbing a rickety ladder that led to a hatch in the ceiling. "Where's Ollie?" said TJ. He never lost track of his men, especially not Ollie, his second in command. The brazen savagery of the scene had disrupted the rhythm of a group of fighting men who were considered elite even within the SAS. Now, for a moment, they were just 6 people trying to cocoon themselves from the contagion of the woman's suffering, even as she moaned.